I had somebody recommend to me watch the We Are the World documentary. It's the greatest night in pop. It provides behind the scenes and a look at the creation of the iconic song We Are the World. The documentary is available on Netflix. It reveals how the song We Are the World was co-written by Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson. And this was at the height of their fame. You know, this was like right after Thriller and All Night Long. Like this was the mid 80s and they were it. And there's both songwriters. Michael just wrote Thriller, right? And I think he was in the process of writing Bad at that time as well, which, you know, me and my sister have said is our favorite, or we think that's the greatest Michael Jackson album. I know Thriller gets talked about a lot. Off the Wall is fantastic. But, you know, we think Bad is the best. Bad is the best Michael Jackson album. And Lionel Richie going all the way back to the 70s with the Commodores, hit group. And when he went off on his own, that first album was just, his first single album was just bananas. So they wrote the songs. Just to go through all the people that had a solo part in this We Are the World, because I'll get into what the documentary shows about how this song came about. But Lionel Richie, Stevie Wonder, Paul Simon, Kenny Rogers, James Ingram, Tina Turner, Billy Joel, of course, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Diane Warwick, Willie Nelson, Al Jarreau, Bruce Springsteen, Kenny Loggins, Steve Perry, Daryl Hall, Huey Lewis, Cyndi Lauper, Bob Dylan, and Ray Charles all had solo parts in the song. The song was specifically inspired because of success of this song called Band Aids. Do They Know It's Christmas? It was a charity single recorded by popular British and Irish musicians to raise money for the same cause that We Are the World was trying to raise money for, and it was to combat famine in Africa, more specifically Ethiopia, that was running through a very, very, I mean, it was horrible. And this was, I don't know what was going on before this time, right? Like I'm 4, 5, 6 years old at this time. I remember, I'm living in Illinois. I remember this song coming out. It's one of my earliest memories. And I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. So Michael Jackson's going to be on the song. I'm going to make sure that I know what this song is about and listen to the song. And I remember watching TV as a little kid, probably cartoons and then wrestling, and to see all these starving kid in Africa commercials, right? And so this was the purpose of creating We Are the World, was to raise money and to donate money to help combat famine in Africa. So what happened is Harry Belafonte, one of the most important Black activists of all time, really, saw a BBC story talking about the famine in Ethiopia. And this is the reason why I decided to talk about this documentary, is because one is celebrating Harry Belafonte, a major Black activist during Black History Month, celebrating all the people that were behind the scenes that were Black that put together this song. And the cause was to help Black people, not Black Americans, but Africans who were also Black. You got Michael and you got Lionel Richie writing the song. You have Quincy Jones as the producer. You have Harry Belafonte, who called his manager at the time, Ken Cragen, to get together all of the most popular artists at that time to bring them together for this particular song. It was released, the song We Are the World was released in 1985. It quickly became the first single to be certified multi-platinum. The song has won 4 Grammys and raised over $43 million for charity, which is a really big deal in 1985. The selection of artists was intended to represent a broad cross-section of music industry, including pop, country, folk, rock, and more. So this is what's interesting. This was Harry Belafonte and Ken Cragen decided to do this song. This is all in the documentary, and I recommend watching the documentary. It's entertaining. At the very least, it's entertaining. So they decided to create this song, We Are the World. because a lot of, like I said earlier, British and Irish artists had already created this song Band-Aid to kind of do the same thing, but they were all white. And so Harry Belafonte is looking at this and saying, this is fantastic that we have these British and Irish people that are trying to help Africans. But we as Black people should be trying to do more as well. So this was supposed to be kind of like the Black version of the Band-Aid. And the producer of the Band-Aid song was in the documentary and gave a speech ahead of time before they performed the song, or before they recorded the song. So they absolutely acknowledge, like, they are the catalyst of this cause. We are just trying to do another version. So that's the reason why you have Harry Belafonte reaching out to Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, and they tried to get Stevie Wonder to help write the song, but they couldn't get a hold of him. But as I'm watching this documentary, I'm noticing something. As I'm running through those long list of people that are participating, that are getting solos, I'm just like, you've attacked a lot of different genres of music, right? Like it was pop, it was funk, it was country, it was rock and roll. Where the hell was the soul? Where was Aretha Franklin? Where was Luther Vandross? It kind of was like, if the song was supposed to represent everybody, it absolutely did that. I almost felt like, and this is odd to say, that some of the Blackness for what the song was supposed to be was drowned out, even though it's Lionel Richie, Quincy Jones, and Michael Jackson producing the song. And don't get me wrong, like, some of these people that were on the song, Kenny Rogers can blow. When I say blow, can sing his ass off, right? Kenny Rogers can blow. Willie Nelson, he can go. Bruce Springsteen, ain't nobody saying to me that Bruce can't sing. Steve Perry from Journey, Don't Stop Believing, get out of here. I mean, he can go. Hall and Oates, they can do their thing. Huey Lewis, I mean, he can go a little bit. Bob Dylan has a unique voice. Cyndi Lauper, I mean, she was hot at the time. Probably should have been Madonna. Whitney Houston was not really a thing at this time. But as I'm watching the documentary, in the beginning part of it, I'm like, where's all the Black people? It's like more white people than it is Black people. But I saw the vision towards the middle of the documentary that this song, like, Michael and Lionel Richie wrote the songs, one, to be timely, right? So there aren't any lyrics that are specific to the time. It's supposed to transcend time. And it's supposed to also be multicultural, across all genres of music, bringing in all together, because that makes a statement. All of us, because we are the world, it's saying all of us can come together to make a change. And isn't that how change actually happens, when all people come together? So as I'm watching the documentary, I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing here. This is kind of dope. This is actually the way it should be. So yeah, I highly recommend the documentary. I'm not gonna. I just told a lot about it, but I highly recommend the documentary because it's going to give you some insight of, like, the song was all recorded in one night. If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page, where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.